Thank you all so much for this opportunity. We're sharing the first Thanksgiving with our newly arrived Afghan community. This is a profound moment in history for Chicago, for Zakat Foundation of America. We focus on sustainable giving, and our focus here with these newly arrived neighbors is to get them assimilated, welcome them in the Chicagoland area, where we are absolutely hospitable. We're known for this. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much, Mayor, for making this happen. Yeah, thank you again.
So, Congresswoman, like to say a few words?
Okay, thank you. Well, I am just so thrilled to be here and so proud of the community that I represent, which is so incredibly diverse and welcoming.
You're here.
And I just want to say to our new neighbors, welcome to the United States of America, and I'll leave it to the mayor to say welcome to the city of Chicago. We are rich in our diversity, and we're also rich in services for immigrants who come to the country. We have refugee resettlement organizations. We have help to, in so many different ways, for food and housing, to make this difficult trip. And you know, coming here as a refugee from Afghanistan, coming in the midst of war, coming in the midst of very often trauma. There's a lot of work that needs to be done to make everybody comfortable and happy. But that is definitely our mission, and I am just so proud to be part of that today. I want to thank Sean Tenner, who pulled this all together. It was great, just great. I mean, it's a beautiful dinner. It's a beautiful time of the year where we're celebrating family. We're celebrating being together as one. So I know it's going to be a fabulous evening, and we just say welcome to our community. Thank you.
All right. Leader Harris?
So I'm really glad this is happening in my neighborhood, in my district. I'm Greg Harris, state representative for this district, and also majority leader of the Illinois House of Representatives. And I just live a block down the street here. And so this is a convenient location, but more important, as the Congresswoman said, we are so anxious to welcome these new members of our community and welcome the Afghan refugees to our neighborhood, and say all of us, everyone who lives in Uptown, everyone who lives in Lincoln Square, North Center, Westridge, 40th Ward, 48th Ward, 46th Ward, welcomes you here. We want to reach out our hands and our arms and help you in any way we can to make America a better home. So thanks, and I'm turning it over to
Congressman Garcia.
Congressman Garcia.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Sean, for bringing all of us together to welcome the Afghan refugees, a part of this diverse community here in Uptown. For me, it's a very personal moment to be here because, like many of them, they're coming to a strange place. I arrived here in 1965. I was about to turn 10 years old, and it was colder, windier, snowier, and I'm sure the language was even more strange to me than the English language, our language, is to the refugees. But we want them to know that they're coming to a land, the land of Lincoln, that has been a welcoming state. Leaders in the state, governors, regardless of their political party, have always welcomed immigrants to this country. The city of Chicago mayor has been a leader. Chicago was the first city to declare itself a sanctuary city. That means that we welcome, that means that we embrace, and that we share everyone to everything that we are building, because they know that they will also contribute and build. So in this a special holiday that we are approaching, it is fantastic to be in Uptown, such a diverse community, letting them know, and of course we thank the Zakat Foundation as well for helping make this happen, that you're coming to a cosmopolitan community, city, and state that welcomes you and that recognizes all of the potential, because we will become a better place because of your presence here. Thank you and welcome again.
So I'll let Senator Simmons say a few words, but I first wanted to explain why we're here at Golden House. So Golden House is the oldest restaurant in Uptown, the oldest restaurant in the 46th Ward. And the owner, Hugo Espino, came here from Mexico alone, completely alone, in 1984 at the age of 17. He came here looking for a job in woodworking, which was his profession in Mexico, but found himself working in restaurants. And over the course of 10 years, he demonstrated the drive, the initiative, the understanding of the restaurant industry from beginning to end, to the extent that the Greek immigrants who owned Golden House before, when they decided to retire, they literally gave Hugo the keys and said, "This is yours, pay us back when you can, however you can, we trust you, Godspeed." And his entire family works here. This is a completely family-owned restaurant. And part of the reason we wanted to bring everybody together is that we hope our Afghan neighbors have the same success that the Greek immigrants who came to Uptown had, that the Mexican immigrants had, and now that we know the Afghans will have. So thank you everybody for coming. Let me introduce Mayor Lightfoot, and thank you again for coming to the 46th Ward. Mayor?
Well, first I want to thank Sean Tenner, who is always a tremendous partner and champion for his community. I'm just kind of overwhelmed with emotion at the fact that we're having this event, that we're welcoming our new neighbors and friends to our city. Congressman Garcia said it, Mayor Harold Washington, under his administration, first made Chicago a welcoming city. And that was a very significant thing to do, particularly in that time. And I hope that we are working every single day to honor his vision and the legacy of being a welcoming city. But the truth is, it doesn't mean anything if we don't show how we are welcoming, if we don't manifest our values in deeds. And this is one of those seminal moments where I believe that we are truly giving evidence and faith and fidelity to Harold Washington's vision about being a welcoming city. So I think that's a really important takeaway from this moment. And again, thank you, Sean, for bringing us all together to make this happen. The other thing I'll say is this. We witnessed, I think many of us, in horror, what was happening to the Afghani people once the United States was pulling out of Afghanistan and the Taliban was coming in and taking over city after city after city. And one of the things that's haunted me watching those images and reading about what was happening on the ground in Afghanistan is what was happening to women and girls. The life that they had been able to lead, the ability to follow their God-given talents for 20 plus years seemed to disappear in a blink of an eye. It's still a horrifying thought to me, as I know it is to many people across the country, across the world, thinking about what will Afghanistan mean for those women and girls. And what I'm noticing in our community now is that a lot of our new Afghanistan neighbors are in fact women and girls who have had the opportunity to come here. And what I hope is that we show them not only our hospitality, but create the opportunity for them to really fulfill their God-given talents, whatever that may be. Because in this city, in this time, we need to make sure that we're reaching out to the most vulnerable, that we're giving people support for them to be able to thrive. That is, I think, our obligation coming out of the pandemic. To whoever comes to our city, whoever lives within our boundaries, we have an obligation to make sure that they are a part of our recovery and a part of our future in a way that is deep and profound and transformative. And I want that for our new Afghanistan neighbors, particularly those women and girls who are not going to be able to fulfill their lives back in Afghanistan. Now, that work doesn't end. I know that our partners in Congress are going to continue to work hard to make sure that we're creating other opportunities for those women and girls to be protected, both within Afghanistan and for those who are leaving. But for me, this really means we are a welcoming city because we're embracing who we are. We're living our values in concrete, tangible ways. So again, thank you, Sean. Thank you, all the folks. And you know, we should also just say a word. This community is incredible. This is what being a diverse and welcoming city is about, manifesting itself here in the surrounding community here. And I love the story of the owners of this restaurant, and let's give them a round of applause as well. They're back in the kitchen. You can smell the great food that they prepared, and we just have to say thank you to them as well. But thank you all. Happy Thanksgiving. This, I think, gives us all the emotional lift that we all need in this time of year. Thank you.
So now I'd like to do a photo with the turkey. Let's move this. We'll move the mic stand a little bit. Roberto. I got it. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Too late for the party.
Yeah, no, right.
Too late for the party.
All for criminal justice reform here.
Yep. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm getting pushed. I can't. All right, so everyone right here, please. 1, 2. And you can see your camera. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
All right.
Oh. Okay. Let's eat.
Right. All right. We're going to pull the mirror this way.
Okay.
Yeah. Sean, get